Assalamu alaikum. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of SPE-KSA Technical Programs, I would like to welcome you to our second dinner meeting. My name is Abdullah Al-Thuwaini and I'm honored to be your host for this event. Tonight, we are pleased to have a very special guest from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Dr. John Williams. Dr. Williams is a professor of information engineering at MIT, and he is the director of the MIT Geospatial Data Center and the MIT Geonumerics Group. He's globally known in the field of computational algorithms for large-scale particle simulators. Also, it's worth mentioning that in 2005, he was named alongside Bill Gates and Larry Ellison as one of the 50 most powerful people in computer networks. Big data analytics helps organizations harness their data and use it to find new opportunities. That in turn leads to smarter business moves, most efficient operation, higher profits, and happier customers. Dr. Williams' presentation will shed light on how to leverage big data in the oil industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. John to the stage.
I was asked to talk about big data, but data on its own, isn't that valuable, that it has to be turned into some kind of understanding. And that's the problem that we're facing. I'll talk about the amount of data that we're generating. Part of all the technology revolution that's been happening since about 2012 is due to the vast amounts of data now that have been collected from sensors of all kinds. You probably in your pocket have a cell phone. I was shocked the other day because I'd left mine, so I had to go on to Google, and they've got a phone finder. And I found where the phone was, but then they had a little piece about, oh, your tracking history is there. So I clicked on it, and about a year's worth of data was there on where I'd been, which hotels I'd been to, which restaurants I'd been to, everything. I mean, you could build a very accurate picture of what I do, the data that's being generated, but then how we go about understanding the data. And that's the tricky bit, that often the data has been generated and maybe in databases that have been designed, and they won't have been designed for your purpose necessarily, that you have to do a lot of work to get the data into a form that you can handle. Recently, the amount of data is such that we can now have machines generate their own understanding. Machine learning has been enabled in some sense by big data, and I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the move towards autonomous systems, because you'll see that things like drones, when we have driverless cars, they're going to be producing a lot of data. And I'll talk a little bit about how you'd go about building a big data capability, because a lot of what's changed is the IT infrastructure. The way we write software now is not the way we wrote it 8 years ago. think SPE is a worldwide organization, and that anyone in the petroleum industry should belong to SPE.
The events I've been to at SPE are really top class. You've got access to the world's best engineers and some of the best entrepreneurs as well. So it's definitely a great organization, I believe. I think set your sights high, that the world is changing really rapidly. There's tremendous opportunity. Question your elders. Don't believe what they tell you. It's going to change. I think that there's going to be a lot of investment coming into this country because of the opportunities that are rising here, that I can see that Saudi Arabia is changing. And so I'd say, the world is your oyster.